Here's a short film about preparing for your English 1B exam. For this term, your exam's on Monday at 9 AM. Very important. The exam itself, you have two sections. The first part is broken down into Part A with a reading and 4 short answer questions which are worth 15 marks and an image analysis which is worth 5 marks. Section 2 is an analytical essay. You get 3 topics to choose from. Only do 1 essay and that's worth 30 marks, and it's 2 hours 10 minutes total reading time. Remember, you must bring your student card to the exam, and also just write your answers in the booklet provided. Don't bring any other papers in, don't take anything out of the exam, and just bring your pens and pencils or rubbers, Tipp-Ex, liquid paper, whatever you use, and a clear drinking bottle to the desk. Don't bring your phone, don't leave your phone in your pocket, that's just silly, you'll get kicked out. So section 1, try and answer all the questions as fully as possible. They're short questions this time, so pay attention to how many marks each one are worth. The longer ones, you'll want to write a paragraph, maybe 2 or 3 paragraphs if it's up to 10 marks, but most of them will be 2 or 3 marks because it's short questions this time. The questions could be about human rights, WikiLeaks, Edward Snowden, Julian Assange, Bradley Manning, leaks in general, diplomatic cables, the collateral murder video perhaps, digital security, freedom of information, US policies and laws relating to the cases, world conflicts, the things that you've studied for your film, and the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. But this will just be on the parts which are related to Bradley Manning and WikiLeaks. So have a quick think, how could you prepare for this part of the exam? Also, the image analysis. What you could do for this part is go on to Google Images, put in WikiLeaks cartoon, Bradley Manning cartoon, Assange cartoon for practice materials. So here's one that I picked up this morning. It said the mouse that roared in the top corner, and you see the man coming out saying, "Damn you WikiLeaks," and the mouse is escaping with a top secret file. So for this one, the questions we need to think about: what can we see in the image? What does the mouse represent? Why is it a mouse? It's a mouse as opposed to a rat, but what are the connections? What is the implication about Assange? What does the man represent? So this guy here, who do we think he represents? Look at the text that you can see, so all the words in the picture will be important for the meaning. What does the word suggest? And what impression do you get of the artist's feeling about WikiLeaks? So that's a practice that you can do in your own time, but 5 minutes, you probably want to think about each point is worth 2 minutes of your time, so about 10 minutes maximum on that. For practice readings, you can look at sources such as the BBC, Al Jazeera, The Guardian, the ABC, New York Times, Economist, Wired, all of those sorts of things would be great. We're going to put some more on Study Smart for you, but give yourself 10 minutes to try and get the main ideas, and it might be useful to think of some questions that you would be asked as well. Section 2 is worth 30 marks. You choose 1 essay. You must have a thesis. Okay, please make sure that you do that. You can revise how to write a thesis with some of the films in the revision section. And we're aiming to 5 for 600 words. Don't worry about counting though. If you write more, no problem. If you write less, probably it's a bit short. You haven't included everything you must have. Again, some possible topics: WikiLeaks and Julian Assange, freedom of speech and human rights, Manning and Snowden perhaps, the nature of power. Remember, the title is called Power and Conflict for this course, so you might get something about that. Digital security, US policies and laws, things like the executive privilege, the Espionage Act would be useful to know about. Conflicts that you studied for your oral task, for your films, the course readings that we've done going back to week 2, week 3, week 4, and also anything else on Study Smart. So think about which part carries the most marks, obviously part 2, and which parts should you therefore spend the most time on. And like I said, 1 point is equal to about 2 minutes of writing time, so think about that, think about giving yourself time to check over your work as well. So don't be like this guy, panicking at the last minute and see the exam paper. Do as much as you can to prepare now. Good luck.